Okay, so this next example kind of takes it one step further with our multiplication. They're still going to use the model to help us think about it in our mind, but then they're going to have a new way of writing this multiplication problem to help us see it. Okay, so it says use place value and regrouping. All right, so we're going to be doing the problem 9 times 50. Okay, so let's think of what that means. 9 groups of 50. So I have my 9 rows, and they put 5 tens into the row because that's 50. Okay. And they have no ones because there's no ones in 50, right? So now here's what we're going to think about as we write this problem vertically. What we say is we are going to go one place at a time and multiply each place. First, multiply the ones, then multiply the tens, then multiply the hundreds, okay? But you have to remember when you're multiplying, the first number in multiplication is always the number of groups. And for each one of those places, it's the same amount of groups, right? I still have 9 rows no matter if there's tens or ones or hundreds here, right? So I'm going to start with the ones. So I have 9 rows, and how many ones are in each row? None, zero. So 9 groups of 0 ones. So how many ones are there? Zero. Sorry, gotta get my pen on there. Okay, so some of us can like to do things vertically. So I take this 9, we put the 9 at the bottom, even though usually it's at the beginning when we write it horizontally. But in vertically, we write the 9 at the bottom, but it still means 9 groups, right? So start here, 9 groups of 0 1. So I take this 9 and I multiply it by the ones place. My answer is 0 1s. Now I'm going to do it and I'm going to multiply the tens, okay? But again, remember, I still have the same number of groups. So I'm multiplying these tens. How many groups of tens do I have? 9. And how many tens are in each group? 5 tens. So I have 9 groups of 5 tens. 9 times 5 is 45. Remember, it's 45 tens, right? Now, how many tens goes in and makes hundreds? Remember, I can get out groups of 10 of them. Okay, so let's fill this in first. I have to regroup the 45 tens as, let's see, how many do they have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a weird way of doing it. I guess I could do it like, why did they do it like this? There's 8 here and 2 here, so 10 of these is going to make the first 100. 10 of them is going to make the second 100. You can see here, they already give you a hint at the answer. You need 10 tens to make 100, so look in the tens place here. You're going to have 400s. 400, then how many are going to be left over? 5 tens left over. All right, so in my answer, I'm going to have 4 in the hundreds place, 5 tens in the tens place, and I have no ones, right? Which is the same thing as my picture. I have 4 hundreds, 5 tens, and 0 ones. So 9 times 50 is 450. So I know from some of you, this strategy of thinking about groups of hundreds and tens and taking tens and putting them into hundreds is a little bit more confusing of all the steps than maybe yesterday's strategy, okay? But that's okay. When you are multiplying a problem like this, you still can do yesterday's strategy. It's just that this strategy is going to help you understand the next step in multiplication of how to multiply numbers that don't end in zero. So that's why there is a benefit of learning how to use this strategy, okay? So the first time we took the number of groups 9 and we multiply it by the ones and got 0. The second step, we took the 9 again, because remember, it's the number of groups. So you still have the same number of groups again. 9 groups times 5 tens. 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, and if I have 45 tens, that's really like 4 hundreds and 5 tens left over. Okay, so we'll pause there and we'll do a new video for the Sharon Show.